Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
Many people choose to look past the reality of what our country is, the standards that we now stand on. We can't ignore the reality of the history. But in many ways, I think certain people are prosecuted and maybe not recognized for the greatness, that they offer. I don't have anything negative to say about Sean Combs because my experience was not what the world has seen and how he's been, misrepresented. I'm not saying that every man is perfect. I'm not saying that all of us don't have flaws, but I can't, with any sense of humanity, not recognize the valuable contributions that this man made for us as Black entrepreneurs, for us as businessmen, for us as people who transition, culture and ideas into something that's tangible and becomes business. So many people benefited from what he created. And I acknowledge that. And that's why I see him as legacy.
Yeah. You told Shannon Sharp you learned a lot about business during that era.
Absolutely.
What'd you learn?
Puff was a mentor, but he was like you have that really, really hard teacher, but you're watching something in real time. I think that the idea of the level of discipline that came with that time in business, especially in an era that was trying to prove itself culturally in hip hop. Now you can't turn on the television and not see the influence of hip hop.
That's right.
But the people who actually made that appropriate and are the forefathers are people like Sean Combs. And not just in the great times that they had musically, but in the idea of being able to find ways to monetize culture and create something that was not just Black or white. It was green. That's who I see that man as. And that's what I choose to remember. I put respect on his name because I realized that, what I learned as a businessman before I even understood what business was came as a result of seeing the incredible things that he was able to do and the way that he positioned himself as a businessman. There are trials and tribulations that come with the pressures of success and power. But what we choose to do with it is what I hope that you see with me and hopefully all the people that I'm involved with. I mean,
I heard a whole lot of nothing. Just politics, just protecting your friend. That's all I heard. I didn't hear nothing about the Justin Bieber thing. I don't really care about it. Before y'all even say, well, why you shut up? Just scroll by. It's not that deep. I wanted to address this clip right here because the caption was hella misleading. This should have been titled Usher dodges the questions that the people want to know about. They want to know what's up with you and Justin Bieber. They want to know how you feel about Diddy and everything that he's been sentenced for and accused of. That's what people really care about. You being one of the closest, you would have that perspective. Me personally, I didn't really anticipate that you would say anything negative about him. Why would you? You're still connected to him. You're still intertwined with that brother in more than one way that we could ever imagine. So clearly to me, you're going to go out of your way to make sure that you don't highlight the negatives. And just for the record, yeah, we all mess up. We all have our stuff. But if you were really a real friend, you would hold them accountable just as well as highlight all of their positives. When you said people forgot or they don't celebrate him or whatever the hell you said out your mouth, you know damn well that's a fucking lie. You wealthy people, all you do is get celebrated. All you do is get worshiped. All you do is get promoted and overly analyzed and giving all types of celebrations. What the fuck is you talking about? The award ceremonies are a clear example of that shit. Social media is a clear example of it. Somebody highlighted something in the comments, and I was like, you know what? That's right. Nobody speaks about that shit. But it makes sense why you wouldn't say nothing negative about him, because shit, weren't you not too long ago in a whole bunch of stuff involving herpes and spreading that and all that shit? But people swept it under the rug and nobody hasn't. I get it. Now I understand. So really, the only thing that came out of that right there was we don't have enough context to say the full interview. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not interested in watching it because I already know that so much is going to be withheld from the public. It's like, what's the point of even listening to this man speak at all? Interviews like these with folks who are controlled or nah. But I appreciate you saying something, I guess. What do y'all think? This is part 3. There was a part 1 and 2.
Welcome aboard the flight. This is pilot Usher talking. We going back to Memphis and coming straight from New Orleans. The estimated time of arrival is about an hour, and I can turn your ghost if you try and play with my power. So when you look up and see the sun flashing, stay in your seat. If the flight attendant say you making trouble, then we got beef. The turbulence might get rocky. You better not spill your food. This is bread and plain if you get it messy.